know what's crazy? 2026 is not even in 2 months. And right now, there is this whole winter locking vibe going on where people are treating this time of the year to slow things down, reflect, and level up quietly. So, to put it simply, it's the best time for setting your goal, building new habits, and work on discipline for self improvement. So, I thought, why not make this as our version of that? Instead of waiting for 1st January to magically turn us to a very new person, why not utilize the next few weeks to prepare ourselves for who we want to be when the new year begins? So, this video is going to be all about goal setting, habit building, and discipline. Basically, how to lock in and align yourself before 2026 starts. Because if you make plan now and keep following it for the rest of the year, then you're going to enter the new year already in motion and not starting from scratch. So, here is what we are going to do. First, take a step back, analyze what went well throughout the year and what didn't work out for you. Then we are going to talk about intentional goal setting, goal that aligns to your future self and not what everybody else is doing or following. 3. I'll share few simple steps to follow through the locking period. For example, routines, mindset shifts, and things that you can follow throughout the lock-in period so that you don't fall out of your habit. Because the goal isn't to become a new version of yourself suddenly one fine day or overnight when January 1st hits. It's all about start to show up as that version of you from now. So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Anisha and I make videos on romanticizing my daily life. So before we even begin talking about new goals, we have to analyze where we are currently. So now is the time to look into those goals that you already set in the beginning of the year. So now is the time to revisit them. Because if you don't know where the starting point is, you'll keep repeating the same goals and the same mistakes over and over again. Okay, so set aside 10 to 15 minutes, grab yourself a journal and answer to these prompts honestly and without any sugarcoating. Start with what actually went right this year. What are you proud of? What routines or habits helped you to grow even better? What routines and habits helped you to grow even a little bit? Sometimes we forget to celebrate the small wins, like waking up early, being more consistent with work, or just having better boundaries. Those count too. Then look at what didn't work. What goals kept showing up but in your to-do list but you never really got it done? Where did you fall off and why? Maybe you were just distracted, maybe the environment wasn't right, or maybe you were chasing something that didn't feel aligned to you anymore. Be brutally honest. Next, think about your current priorities or current reality. Where are you spending most of your time right now? What takes up most of your mental energy? If someone followed you around for a week based on your habits and actions, what would they say your priorities are? Because sometimes what we say we want and what we actually put in the work for or what we do are entirely different things. Finally, check in your mindset. How do you feel about how this year went? Or what emotions or fears are keeping you stuck? Are you proud of yourself, of how you are showing up for yourself? Or are you just going with the flow? Once you have reflected on all of this, ask yourself one last question. If I keep living like this for another year, will I end up happy? I know that hits hard, isn't it? But it's what exactly gives you clarity on what really needs to change before 2026 starts. Okay, so now that you have a clear picture of what went well and what didn't, what we did was correct and what we did wasn't as much correct as we hoped it would be. So now is the time to set the small attainable goals which can be attained in less than 60 days so that you set yourself for success and not for failure. So I'm going to share few of my goals that I did think of and I want to achieve for the next few weeks. One of it will be reading. So I'm not going to go huge with my goals and set some unacceptable standard and unacceptable goals which I'll not be able to fulfill in the next few weeks. I'll only keep it very simple and keep it very minimal so that it will help boosts my confidence when I check it off, or when I think that yeah, I have attained that goal and I have done something good out of it. So I'll only keep it to that extent which will help me grow and get the job done and not fail at it. This is just to boost your confidence, because when you see that you have attained something or you have completed a task, then you will definitely feel that boost of confidence, right? So yeah, talking about my goals, the first and foremost goal that I really want to achieve is reading. So in the beginning of the year, I set myself a goal of reading at least 7 to 8 books this year, and I'm not even near to that, honestly. But still, I'll try my best to at least reach to 6, because I'm already at my fourth book. I have read The Hidden Hindu, two parts, and then Buy Yourself the Damn Flowers by Tam Kaur. I have read that. Currently, I'm reading The Northern Woods by Murakami. So I still have to complete that. It's a long way to go, but I do have few other books in mind that I really want to read, and they are very interesting. So I'm hoping that I'll quickly go through them. Next thing is about knowing and acknowledging my fear and my insecurities. This is very personal and more like a self improvement goal that I really want to get better at. I mean, I have been working on it. I have been working on my insecurities. Like I'm really scared. I'm a really scared person. Like I really think a lot before doing something. It's not that you should think a lot and should come to a good decision. For that, you have to think. But then I think I'm a person who thinks more and takes less action, which is what I want to change. And then coming to my insecurities, I think I need to work on them a bit more. Like I'm very shy to even make videos or talk in my videos. Like insecurity in that level that I feel like, oh, my face isn't looking that good, or my voice isn't that good. So yeah, these are some things that I really want to work on, and it's kind of a long-term goal. It's not going to finish itself in the next few weeks, but yeah, it's a long-term goal, and I want to try working on it as much as possible until I get to a point where I'm very confident while I'm talking, or not only in the videos, but in general, like in life as well. And my next goal is to improve my videos through editing, through the backgrounds, through the picture qualities, and everything related to the video. I want to learn more on how to edit better, or how to put contrast, and everything that is related to editing videos. I really want to get better at that, along with a few other goals that I did set at the beginning of the year, which is like no social media for 3-4 days every week. I keep deleting my Instagram because I tend to scroll mindlessly on it for hours without realizing that I haven't done anything which should have been done. So I really want to keep doing that. I Every month I keep deleting my Instagram for a few days. Actually, not even months. Most of the week I keep deleting my Instagram, because it's getting to that point where I think it's taking a toll on my mental health. I'm always comparing myself to others and what others have, and I don't have. So I think that's a very bad thing to do, and I keep deleting so that I cleanse myself of that situation. So that is one thing. And then going on more solo dates, that's something I promised myself in the beginning of the year. So I think I'll keep doing that. I really enjoy going out alone and sipping coffee and reading a book in a completely new environment. That gives me confidence like nothing else. Now we are in the part where I give some simple steps to follow through during this lock-in process. These are like simple routines, mindset shifts, and daily habits that will help you follow through your new goal and actually stay strong and consistent to your goals. Because it's actually not about changing things overnight, it's actually about building that small steps and break your goals down into small little chunks so that it's easily achievable, and that will help you keep moving even when the motivations fade. So if you have been waiting for the perfect time to start, now is the time. Let's dive into those simple steps that will help you lock in. First is to set yourself up for the task. Create an environment that makes getting things done almost automatic. You shouldn't have to fight yourself into getting things done. The goal is to make your setup so convenient that there is no room for second thoughts. For example, if you're someone who goes to the gym early in the morning, what you can do to seamlessly transition into that thing is you can set your gym gear or gym clothes aside right in front of your eyes, so when in the morning you get up, you automatically see it and you know what you have to do. The same logic applies to your schedule as well. You can also design your environment through time. Try to schedule tasks as per their priority and then time block it so that you know when to get what done. Also, your physical space matters too. Keep your desk clean and minimal. So keep your setup as minimal as possible. Set your space in a way that will help you to inculcate those habits seamlessly. What I mean by that is, because my goal is to read more, I would want to keep my book handy. I would want to keep my book near me, near my bed at least, so that whenever I am getting a free time, like before going to bed or right when I wake up in the morning, I'll try to read in few pages because the book is lying just next to me, it's accessible, and I will easily reach out to it. Because your environment shapes your consistency, design it once so that it keeps working for you every day. Second is to make your lock-in more enjoyable. We would really not want to do something that makes us feel miserable. So, to make the process fun, romanticize it. Light a candle when you are journaling, play your favorite playlist when you are working out, and you can use cute stationeries while planning. It makes the process more enjoyable and you feel good about it. If you are someone who wants to work out more often, get yourself a cute workout gear or a matching set or a good playlist that hypes you up. You'll automatically not feel it as a chore and you'll get more interested and attracted to that habit. Third, block your triggers. We all have those habits that ruin our rhythm, like scrolling before bed or hitting snooze 5 times in the morning. The trick is to add friction to those habits. Put your phone across or in the next room so that you don't reach out right in the morning and you don't end up hitting snooze button 5 times. Uninstall that app that makes you feel drained and demotivated. Like I already mentioned, I'll keep deleting Instagram whenever I feel like I'm draining my energy on it and I'm not getting anything beneficial out of it. Fourth, you can't pour into your goals with an empty cup. So take care of yourself. Sleep better, eat better, drink more water, stretch in the morning, get into all those good habits that make you and your body feel better. It's also important to protect your mental peace. Say no to people that constantly drains you because you can't build your dream life with 10% of battery life. Also, to protect your energy better, you can do this work, understand your energy takers and energy givers, and focus more on the energy giver. Too much stimulation or constant scrolling fries your focus away. You can try doing this one thing. Try to go on with a day without any social media. Don't reach out to your phone first thing in the morning, or replace mindless scrolling time of your day with journaling or walking or painting or whatever suits. Do things that rewards you slowly, because slow dopamine builds focus, discipline and patience. Because when your brain learns to enjoy efforts, consistency becomes your default. 6. Don't go to 2026 just with the vibes. Have a plan. Write down 3 things that you want to focus on and not 20, and build your habits around the 3 things. You can break those goals into a 90-day chunk or a 30-day challenge or 75 hard or 75 soft, because it helps you to hold yourself accountable for your own goals and helps you be successful. Ask yourself what I can achieve by the end of March if I stay consistent throughout, as small specific goals beats the big vague ones. So one important thing is to not overplan and not stress yourself so much that you fall out of it. You should only focus on what is coming the next, which is why a clear plan or clear path is very necessary, so that you can follow that path slowly. Because your brain will not understand the desires, but it will definitely understand the repetitions. Which is why if you act that version of yourself that you want to become, your brain starts understanding the repetition and it will automatically help you to get what you want. So here is a task for you. If your goal is fitness, think about what your fittest version would eat, would do, would drink, would have what kind of lifestyle the person has. So you have to think like that. If your goal is confidence, then we have to think how we show up in a conversation. The gist is you become what you repeatedly imagine and act on. 8. To keep yourself consistent and to know if you are on the right path, take 10 minutes out of your Sunday and then review everything that happened that week. Were you able to follow through your goals? Where did you lag? What gave you that boost of confidence and what didn't work? What you can do better? And basically a course correction to just know if you are going the right path or is there a need of improvement somewhere. 9. Stop saying negative about yourself. Stop saying, I'm not that person or I am not consistent. That's not identity. That's just all evidence. Stop treating yourself with positivity or say things like, I show up when it's the hardest. I show up on times which are most difficult. The way you talk to yourself creates the limit you live in. The biggest reason people feel so hard to change into a better version of themselves because they live in the past. They live in that notion that they are not good enough or they have not done enough, and they are all about negative self talk. Your identity can change the moment you start thinking differently. When your words change, your action starts catching up. For this, you don't have to fake confidence. You just have to start living like the person you want to become and who already has it. 10. This one is tough, but it is very real. Don't let your feelings decide your effort. You won't feel motivated every day, but do it anyway. Do it tired, bored, not confident, lazy. Do it anyway. Because some days you'll be bored, some days you'll be lazy, some days you'll be moody. Still show up because those are the days that actually builds your confidence and discipline. Also remember that you don't have to crush it every day. Even a small minute steps or doing something is actually better than doing nothing, right? So you don't have to push yourself too hard and hold yourself accountable every day at every point of time. Give yourself space to fall and then stand up again. So these next few weeks are golden window. Clean your space, refine your routines, and start aligning with a better version of yourself who's already thriving in 2026. Remember, you don't have to do everything perfectly and correctly. Start with building the momentum now. Because this way, when the new year begins, you won't be starting from zero. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more such content. And I'll see you in my next one.